Hey guys, what's up? Loco here. So EG and C9 ended up playing their best of 5 today. It's the upper bracket finals. Whoever wins that goes to the final. Whoever loses that has to play the winner of TSM and Fly. And I'm not sure what I want to do with best of 5s. It's kind of weird to review all 5 games and put them on YouTube individually. Yeah, that's just a lot of videos all at once, and I'm not sure if you guys want to see that. So what I've been doing is picking one game out of the series that I thought was the most interesting and reviewing them. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. If you have better ideas on how you want me to handle a best of 5, let me know down in the comments and I'll try to listen to you. So anyways, without further ado, let's get started with the draft. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, we're going to be doing game 3. So how side selection works in LCS is the higher seed gets to pick the first game, and after that, the losing team gets to pick what side they want to be. So Cloud9 is up 2-0 at this point, so EG got to pick what side they wanted to be, and they picked blue side. And the bans that they're doing is really interesting, so yeah, let's talk about the bans. The Ornn ban is because they've been losing both sides of the Ornn matchup where they pick Ornn or they try to counter Ornn, so they are banning it out. Syndra is a pick that Cloud9 is able to pick early and flex between mid and AD carry, so they're banning it out. And Nocturne. So Nocturne normally isn't a strong champion, but in the context of playing versus C9, he can be extremely strong. C9 overall as a team are very good about enabling junglers, and yeah, Nocturne's one of those champions that's actually really strong in terms of early dueling potential, especially with lethal tempo. How it works is whenever he lands his Q, he gets additional AD, right? And combined with lethal tempo, he gets attack speed. So yeah, he's a very strong champion to run into in the early portions, and whenever he gets farm, he's a champion that has a guaranteed way of engaging and getting on top of your backline. So a very hard champion to play against, and the normal way to counter him is fight him early with good mid lane or try to invade onto him. But teams like C9 who have really good mid and jungle synergy and mid laners that like playing priority picks, it can be very problematic to play against Nocturne. And yeah, that's why EG is banning Nocturne. As for C9, they're doing just some target bans towards EG, not much to really talk about. Set, Senna, LeBlanc, these are picks that EG have shown success on before. So let's talk about the really interesting part, the actual draft itself. So I'm kind of surprised by the Aphelios first pick. Not that it's bad, but because it's really fucking good for EG. I think Aphelios is one of Bang's best champion, and I'm pretty surprised that C9 gave it so freely. They banned Set and Senna, which I understand completely, but for the LeBlanc ban, I think they should have banned Aphelios here and gave EG LeBlanc, especially because Cloud9's on res side and they have counterpick. I don't think they have to be as afraid of LeBlanc that much. Cloud9 responding with Aatrox and Tahm Kench. Kind of disappointed that Tahm Kench never gets counterpicked in North America by range supports, but it is what it is. So as I said, I would have preferred if they picked a range support instead of the Braum, but I'm fine with the Braum pick considering it's getting paired with the Aphelios. It's one of his strongest pairings. As for Gragas, it's a comfort pick for Svenskeren, and it really helps EG be way more proactive. Gragas has so many different ways to kind of approach the fight. He has his Predator, he has his E-Flash, can even ultimate to start the fight. So Cloud9 ends up finishing their first rotation with Varus. Another pick they could have considered here is the Olaf. Olaf's a really good pick into the Gragas, and much of the series has came down to the 2v2 between the mid and jungles. And yeah, if you really want to outmuscle the enemy Gragas, Olaf is the perfect pick to do it with. Now, the 4 and 5 become really interesting. They end up taking Pantheon instead of taking Zoe. I really thought they'd be taking Zoe here. It's Niski's best champion. Also, there's so many junglers left, they don't really have to prioritize Pantheon this heavily. But it seems like they really wanted to run the Pantheon to Leah combo, and they opted into doing that. And EG going with Poppy and Zoe. Poppy's an okay pick into Aatrox. Honestly, there's no real good tank pick into Aatrox. Even stuff like Ornn loses a lot in the early game, so yeah, it is what it is. It's like a pick you're taking that says, I'm going to lose earlier in the game, but I'm going to be much more useful in the later portions if he didn't get snowballed on. Now let's let the players swap around the picks and talk about the 2 team comps in totality. EG has a teamfight draft through and through. They have a Poppy, they have a Braum. This team doesn't have a lot of flank potential. This team doesn't have a lot of split push potential. How they win is through teamfight. They do have good engage from Gragas, and they also have decent protection for the Aphelios. Poppy and Braum actually work great as protectors for the C9 divers. Pantheon, Aatrox, they all have little hops, and all those little hops can get cancelled by Poppy's W and also by Braum's ult. As for Cloud9, they have a very proactive comp. When you have Taliyah Pantheon, you're going to get outscaled in most drafts, So it's very important you're proactive earlier on and really use the mid jungle 2v2. So that's what we're going to be looking at a lot. Are they going to be diving topside versus the Poppy, who's going to have a losing matchup into Aatrox? Or are they going to be trying to dive the Aphelios and the Braum, who are a lot harder to dive, but more important to dive if you can pull it off? So yeah, that's what we really want to look for Cloud9. They're going to be looking for multiple angles. Aatrox wants to come in from an angle. Tahm Kench Varus allows the comp to play in a 1-3-1 way. It's a very stereotypical Cloud9 comp. A lot of playmaking, a lot of early game priority, and not great scaling. So with that in mind, let's get started with the gameplay. So you can see, even from level 1, Cloud9 wants to be aggressive. Blabber has his red trinket here, and rest of the team is getting ready to invade onto where they think Gragas is going to be starting. You can see them proccing red trinket, and then prepping for this invade. Now look at Poppy. EG knows that the early portion of the game, especially when it comes to jungle, is so critical. And they're going to sacrifice a little bit from top lane to make sure that Cloud9 doesn't get this invade off. Zeyzal leading with the Q and the exhaust here, but no one's really going to be able to follow up. The only person that could have followed up was Spenskeren with his body slam. Looks like he took W anyways. And there also was a little Wraith blocking the pass, so yeah. They end up not getting anything, and Spenskeren gets to protect this jungle. And Kumo's going to fall behind a bit here. You can see that Licorice already pushed. He has 2 CS. But he was going to lose the lane anyways. And they understand that the mid and jungle 2v2 is going to be one of the most important portion of the game. And they want to make sacrifices to make sure that Spenskeren and Zizuke don't fall behind. So this is bread and butter of Zoe laning. She already has heal picked up from an earlier minion. And now there's an exhaust bubble on the ground. Watch what Zizuke does here. He's going to use heal, pick up the exhaust, and misses the bubble. But he's going to get the exhaust also. So a lot of damage on Niski. But unfortunately for him, Blabber's going to be nearby. I mean, Zizuke felt like he had an opportunity because he had 2 additional summoners to play on Niski. But unfortunately for him, Blabber's just nearby and it's not going to work out. But this is how Zoe laning works. Sometimes you get a lot of summoners and you can kind of RNG cheese your way into winning the lane. You can see Zben and Vulcan in a really comfortable position here. Bang used all their pots. Zben and Vulcan are comfortably winning lane. And the only thing that can turn it is a gank, which is what ends up happening. Zeyzal opening up with Flash Q. And then Spenskeren, so much patience, waiting until Zben comes out, and then getting the E off and finishing him off. And also, because it's a Braum lane, they can still get the damage on Vulcan too with the stun. Blabber trying to come in with the W, and then he kept holding E for too long, and he got Braum stunned, and he's not going to be able to use E. And yeah, EG is actually going to come out massively ahead from this. Do they get the kill on Vulcan too? Nope. And Zben pours back in. So overall, it ends up being a 2-for-0 for EG, but more importantly, they rescue bot lane from being in such a shitty situation. Bang doesn't have teleport, he had all his pots used, Zben had teleport off, and he had 2 biscuits and a health potion. So if the laning continued, eventually Bang was going to be forced into a really bad back, but because they got this gank off, it saves the lane completely. Let's take a look at it again. Zeyzal, beautiful Q flash, Vulcan eating, Spenskeren waiting, gets popped out, still has the Braum procs, 3 procs, gets that last hit, gets the stun off, now going on Vulcan. And then look at Blabber here. He's going to lead with W and get 3 stacks back, and he thinks he has enough time to use E later on, but what happens is he gets Braum stunned so quickly and he's not able to get out in time. Nicely done, EG. Yeah, if you look at top lane, Kumo's getting dumped. Licorice is completely dominating the lane, he's up about 10 CS, he also has a call. Now Niski coming in from the side, Kumo laning the ult on Niski, and then predicting the Q flash and also flashing out himself. He gets out by the skin of his teeth, and yeah, Kumo improved so much from being a bottom tier, one of the worst top laners, to actually being able to survive versus Licorice. But Zizuke, oh man, this is just how the Pantheon Taliyah lane works. Pretty much anytime they want to kill you, they are able to kill you. The awkward thing is, it's very weird to run cleanse versus the Taliyah, because you can't cleanse any of her damage or spells, but you really need the cleanse versus Pantheon, or there's that guaranteed combo of Pantheon stun, or sometimes even flash stun into the Taliyah knockback. A lot of times the only way to really play versus it well is have a really strong mid jungle 2v2, and whenever you're in danger, you're just fighting on the 2v2 instead of playing defensive. But C9 finds so much angles, and I think that's something really hard to do versus them. So for this play, I really want to highlight Niski's movement. You can see there's a full wave crashing mid, but he's going to skip it and go to this blue fight. Normally, pretty much every mid laner I know wants to be catching the wave and then be late for the blue fight or call it off completely, but not Niski. He's so selfless and he wants to make sure he's never late for a fight, even if it means he's going to fall behind a bit in terms of CS. Alright, let's see. EG looking for an engage. Svenskeren getting the E flash R off, but Niski able to cleanse flash out. Now Bang is incredibly chunked and Zeyzal got chunked too. I think EG is going to have to back up from this. Yeah, C9 able to push them out. Maybe Zizuke looks for a steal here. Looking for the Q. Not going to find it. Waiting a bit more. And then RW. Ooh. It was actually really risky. Zizuke actually could have gotten that. And I'm kind of surprised that Blauber didn't smite it. And he ended up giving it to Niski and just trusting him that he would out damage before Zizuke can get it. And you can also see Licorice going for the counter blue play while that was all going on. And Svenskeren going to come in. He doesn't have smite here. Not going to be able to get it right away. Licorice finding Sven, gonna go on in immediately. Niski also coming in. Oh, this is gonna be rough. And Svenskeren using stopwatch. Ooh, I think that's actually a huge mistake. I think stopwatch in high level game is so important. It's basically like a third summoner, and wasting it like this is a huge blunder. Especially for a champion like Gragas who wants to be going in very, very aggressively. Having stopwatch to reset aggro, especially versus chain CC comp like C9 has, is very important. And wasting it where you're going to die no matter what is just incredibly silly. C9 has complete control on top side. Talia got off to a really nice start along with the Pantheon, and also it is a Aatrox versus Poppy. So they're going to be able to take this first turret very, very easily. Now what EG has to do is make a counterplay on bot side. Looks like they are looking for it, but it's a Varus Tahm Kench with all 4 of their sums up, so it's not going to be very possible. Watch what C9 does here. Start with the ult on Zeyzal, and then eat Zben as the Brahms using ult, and here comes the cavalry. The Aatrox coming in with the TP, Niski getting in there with his own ultimate. This is what makes it so frustrating to play versus Talia and Pantheon. There's so much globals on the map, and C9 does such a good job of utilizing it. EG messed up for a second there, and it was a 3v2. But in one instance, 2 people randomly appear and they turn the situation completely. C9 is just such a fast tempo team to play versus. You can't give them any space. Zizuke, Licorice getting cute with each other. Zizuke gonna get this, gonna get this. Oh, actually not able to get it. Damn, I'm kind of surprised he didn't get the last auto there. Oh, Blabber coming in. Flash. And then he gets a little bit of the speed boost because of Nimbus Cloak. That mastery is actually so good, both as an offensive and a defensive tool. Getting that little bit of speed boost after you use your summoners, especially for junglers too, right? Because whenever you use Smite, you also get that movement speed. We have Dragon coming up in about 10 seconds, and this fight was really weird for me. I rarely see C9 make mistakes like this, if ever, so yeah, I kind of want to highlight it. Let's look at Zben's positioning and let's look at Licorice's positioning. Normally, the AD carry wants to be grouped with this team, and it's the flanking champion that wants to come in from an angle. But Zben and Licorice have their position completely swapped, and yeah, it's going to be a really awkward fight. Zben can't really fight with his team and he's very exposed, and Licorice is grouped in with everyone, so he's not going to be flanking. And you can even see Zizuke spotting out where Zben is, and he's going to be pushing him off very, very easily. Landing that bubble, Zben has to flash right away. Beautiful ult from Svenskeren there, knocking back 2 members. They're able to kill Vulcan very easily. And now they're going to be able to chase down Niski and Licorice so freely. And yeah, Zben can't join the fight at all. He's just off to the side, trying to shoot arrows. Ooh, he actually did get the arrow on Zizuke. Svenskeren landing the E-flash on Niski and killing him. And Licorice off by himself, going to get picked off pretty easily. Aphelios starting Dragon while rest of his team is trying to kill the Aatrox. Finally joins the fight, and Pantheon comes in also. Let's see how this plays. Starting with the Severum Q. Ooh, getting that ult and then flashing out. Svenskeren with the nice knockback. And they're able to pick up the second kill for Aphelios. Very, very important. I mean, while this was all going on, Zben had Herald, so they're going to be able to get mid-turret. But this wasn't a fight that C9 was supposed to lose. They were up so much gold before it, but because they positioned wrong, they actually end up losing the fight pretty handedly. Here we have C9 trying to rush this Dragon before EG can come in and contest. They do have Blabber really far away, while Svenskeren's already at Dragon, so it's really awkward for them to get it too low, because once it's too low, Svenskeren is just going to come in and smite. Yeah, Blabber's not even in range yet. And Licorice not flanking again. Oof, this is kind of a yikes. Svenskeren able to smite it, Blabber wasn't in position. And in a fight like this, where Poppy and Braum are frontlining, the Aatrox not flanking means there's just no way C9 can win this fight. And EG walking away with another dragon, but more importantly, they're scaling and they also have the positioning on mid. EG being able to delay C9's back. Niski, Vulcan, they're just so out of position. They have to be mid lane. They're going to give up this turret for free too. Not only do they get dragon, they get the mid turret, they get to be up tempo, they get to keep scaling. Really good for EG. You can see at this point in the game, EG, even though they're down 4k gold, are stronger in a team fight. Aphelios has 2 of his crit items completed, and he's working on his 3rd. Also, the Poppy and Braum, very, very useful tanks at this point, where Aatrox and Tahm Kench kind of falls off. C9 walling it off, knowing they can't take the fight. The wall doesn't last as long as it used to. Oh, the Braum ult and the Infernum ult connecting beautifully. The Infernum ult hit 3 targets. Yeah. EG completely destroyed this fight, and they're just looking to see how much stragglers they can pick up. They already killed Zben. They're going to pick up Licorice, actually completely wasting his flash there. Jizuke and Blabber going to get into a little duel. Ooh. Oh my god, Jizuke got behind him and got the damage off. Now this means EG also gets Baron, and they're at soul point too. Really nice from them. They finally turned that corner where they're stronger in a team fight, and C9 just wasn't able to play that dragon fight as well as they should have, and they were just so clumped. The Braum ult and Infernum ult destroying them completely. I think they had to play it a little bit differently. I'm trying to think what they could have done, because they needed to deny the fight. There's no way they can take the fight. Either they get it faster, or they try to split up on the map and get something weird done. Try to get cheeky with a pick or something like that. EG took their recall after taking Baron. Now they're getting into 4-1 split push position. Just really look at Bang's item. He has his IE, Phantom Dancer, and Runan's Hurricane complete, and along with the Executioner. He also has Cleanse and Flash up, so it's going to be really hard to kill him. And with the Poppy and Braum protecting him, I actually don't think there's a way to kill him, and if you can't kill the Aphelios, you can't win the fight. Zven taking splash damage, that's enough to get him that low. Niski getting knocked back, getting bursted pretty easily. Pantheon coming in, Bang's just going to cleanse his stun and kill him. Licorice coming in also, but the Braum ult combined with his Q means, yeah, the Aatrox is not able to get to Bang. Really nicely done from EG protecting Bang and just really enabling their win condition. I think they took full advantage of the mistakes that Cloud9 made in those Dragon team fights. It was just so weird to watch Licorice and Zben positioned that way. And yeah, C9 gonna be granted their first playoff loss. Ooh, there goes the perfect playoff run. I don't think there's been a team that's done a perfect playoff run in forever. I'd have to go back and check when's the last time an LCS team has not dropped a single game in playoffs. I hope you guys enjoyed this VOD review. I'm trying to think of ways that's better for me to handle a best of 5. Maybe I tackle a little bit of one situation from game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4, game 5 and combine it into one mega VOD review where I'm going over the big major points that's happening and kind of the adaptation people are making. Or I just make multiple local recaps per game. Let me know what you think. I still haven't really decided. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And one last thing, I'm not crazy, I'm just loco. Bye.
Yeah, let's go. I ain't the first with the curse, with the thirst that I wanna be better, not worse, man it hurts. I'm on this earth with my words and I put them all together, insert, cause I wanna have worth. Working hella hard till they put me in the dirt. Gonna go far, man, listen to my words.